I'd like to welcome everyone who tuned in for another edition of Treasures. Today's treasure is entitled Chains, and it's treasure number 37. If you ask most people what are chains about regarding a prisoner, it's designed to control them. They have no freedom of movement. And that's what it's designed for, just to control them, especially if they're walking around. They can't do what they want to do, especially if they have them on their ankles and their wrists. So today we're going to talk about an ambassador in chains. And let's go to God's Word and see if chains hindered the Apostle Paul. Ephesians 6:20 in the Complete Jewish Bible reads this way, "For which I am an ambassador in chains, pray that I may speak boldly the way I should." Chains don't keep us from speaking. He wasn't gagged in any way. And his point is, he's still going to preach the gospel of Yeshua, Jesus. Now we have to ask ourselves a question. How can Paul call himself an ambassador when he's in prison and chained at the wrist? Here's the definition of an ambassador, which I took from the Oxford American Dictionary, and it reads as follows: an envoy, a diplomat who travels, an ambassador, an upholder, and a supporter. Now, how can he say this as he is restricted from movement and locked in chains? The Apostle Paul gives us the answer in 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 20. Complete Jewish Bible reads this way: "Therefore, we are ambassadors," talking about believers in the Messiah. We are ambassadors of the Messiah. In effect, God is making his appeal through us. What we do is appeal on behalf of the Messiah, be reconciled to God. The lesson that Paul is teaching all of us is that chains did not hinder his ministry or of telling all the people about Yeshua the Messiah and his redemptive blood, his death on the cross. Think about it. So this is the lesson we have to learn as followers of Yeshua Jesus. A person chained is limited and cannot move, as I said before, but an ambassador is the opposite, someone who is sent and goes forth speaking God's word. It doesn't matter if Paul had chains on his wrist. He could still speak to everyone that walked by, the guards around him, about the saving grace of Yeshua the Messiah and his saving covenant, the redemptive blood that he shed on a cross that wipes their sins away. So even though he was chained at the wrist, his mouth was not gagged. We have to think about this very seriously. Paul again is teaching something that is profound and can change your life if you listen. What Paul is saying is this: he will not be defined by his situation, by his chains. He was not a prisoner of the world, but an ambassador to the world. He only happened to be in chains, and they were not going to stop him from sharing the gospel as we all are supposed to do. And the reference is Matthew 28:19. He wasn't going to let them stop him from completing his mission as an ambassador for Yeshua, because he was unbound. He could speak. He was unbound. So here's the things that I want to cover, my brothers and sisters. Don't let yourself be defined by your circumstance or limitations. Another thing that will shut you down and is one of the main weapons of Satan is fear, which literally paralyzes Christians from sharing the gospel. Stand on this word from God. This is the Complete Jewish Bible, 2 Timothy 1:7. For God gave us a spirit who produces not timidity, not weakness, not shyness, but power, love, and self-discipline. And again, remember, fear is from the devil, who wants you to be silent about the redeeming blood of Yeshua Jesus. I'm going to give you an acronym. Remember this. This will help you. Fear. Forget everything and run. You have two choices here. Or face everything and rise. Rise where? For the kingdom of the Lord. Bring more souls from the kingdom of darkness into the kingdom of light. You may have problems, but you're not a problem person. You may have troubles, but you're not a troubled person. Don't forget your identity. You are a child of the Most High God, Elohim, and you are an ambassador for Him. Forget the chains. You are free. I hope you enjoyed this treasure today, and until we meet again, may the Lord bless you and keep you.